Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be canning sausage. I got a pretty good deal on a 6-pound tube of bulk sausage. So what I'm going to be doing is using a canning ring, one of my wide mouth canning rings, to shape the sausage into patties. Then I'll fry it up. It's ground meat. It always has to be cooked before you can it. Maybe a little more than I need right there. Okay, as the sausage gets done, I'm putting it in this, it's really a fry basket. Putting them in there and letting them drain. And adding more to the skillet. When I get them all done, I'll bring you back. Okay, the rest of the sausage meat that I've got, I'm going to scramble it up. Oop, that is popping good. Got some more gloves on. My hands are clean. The reason I'm using gloves is just to keep the meat and grease out from under my fingernails, because it's not very nice. It's easier to clean my hands from using the gloves than it is to turn that fire down a little bit. Than it is to try to wash them and try to get all that out from under my fingernails while I try to continue the next step. The reason I didn't do them all in patties, I started out to, but I think the reason that I didn't do them all in patties is so that we could have a few half pints of just the scrambled sausage meat to use for gravy, sausage gravy. You want to make sausage gravy and biscuits. So I'll can these in half pints. I've already got all my jars washed and cleaned. Excuse me. Get my gloves off. Throw the package away. And then just get this nicely browned up. And I'll drain it really well too. And you can see how much, I guess you can see how much grease there is from sausage. You don't want that in your jars. It could compromise the seal, because while it's canning, that grease can creep up and get under the edge of the lid due to the high pressure and high heat. So you want to get all this out that you can. Now I don't go the step of rinsing it because whatever minute amount of grease is left in it will be fine. It's perfect. Okay, now I'm putting 3 quarts of water into my canner. That's what it calls for. I've already put 2 quarts in. While I pour it in, I also put some in the jars. Then I'll turn the fire on under my canner. When I turn the fire on, it'll start those jars heating up, so they'll be ready to receive hot sausage and mostly hot boiling water. I'm going to put water in this pan so I can get it boiling, since that's what I'm going to be using for my liquid for canning the sausage. You must use liquid in cooked meat because air will not carry the high heat of canning to the center of the jars. Only liquid will do that. And it can be broth or water or even tomato juice. That will help carry that high heat to the center of the jars. So always remember to add liquid to your canned pre-cooked meat. As usual, got a bowl to set my jars in as I fill them. Got a towel that is soaked in vinegar this time because I want to get the grease off the rim of the jar and any pieces of meat. Got my jar lifting tongs. Got a funnel for using for the scrambled meat, which is right there, and for water. I've got a ladle to dip the hot water into the jars. Got my chopstick to debubble with. The sausage patties are down here in this part. Scrambled meat is in this part. I've got a pair of tongs here to lift the sausage patties out and put them into the jars. Got plenty of lids here that are clean. And right over here, I've got rings. Everything is hot and ready. So I'm going to start with the sausage patties. Push the jar out of the canner. Pour the water back in the canner. You need every bit of that water in there. My tongs to place sausage patties into the jar. Four sausage patties is a good fit. Put the water in to 1-inch head space. I know there's some air in there. I don't want to push too hard with this chopstick because I don't want to tear the sausage patties out. It's down in there better. That'll work. One inch is just about along here. Wipe the rim very well. Get any grease or anything off of it. Put on a lid. Put on a ring. Set it on the towel. Turn, it's already tight now. Set it back in the canner. Bring you back when I fill the scrambled sausage jar. I'm going to put the scrambled sausage in. I'll just use my tongs like I did on the others. Put in the water. Double. Again, wipe the rim. Put on a lid. Put on a ring. bits. Bring you back a little bit. They're all in the canner. The half pints are down at the bottom. 5 half pints in the bottom. I've got 5 pints in the bottom. 3 half pints in the top. And you're probably asking, why didn't I just put these half pints down the bottom? Let me tell you, in a canner this big, when you're using 3 quarts of water for canning, the water tends to come up over the top of the jars, and I don't like that. I want them to get the full air and steam pressure, not the water. So, when I can full runs of half pints, I actually add canning rings to the bottom, and then puts a rack on top of those. That lifts them up and gets them out of the water some. So all you need is the steam. Okay, I'm going to put the lid on. Okay, now I'm going to put the lid on the canner. It doesn't matter anymore if I can see that gauge or not, because now I'm using a weight. Tighten it up. It's a little stiff. Make sure it's centered over the fire real good. Needs to move. Now I'm going to wait for the steady stream of steam, and I'll bring you right back, and I'm going to show you my Kindle app to do this. Okay, I've checked off everything on the previous checklists for this. So now I'm ready to exhaust the canner, which means just to vent it out. And as it says here, wait for a steady stream of steam. Let the steam flow for 10 minutes, and it's got a timer. So as soon as it begins to flow, I'll bring you back. Okay, it started a steady stream of steam. So now, start the timer. Let it count down. When it gets done counting down, then I'll put the weight on it. Okay, the timer is going off. I'm going to put the weight on. I'll hit next. And it says put the weight on. Then it says let pressure build to 10 psi, which is what the weight's going to do. It's going to show me when it gets to pressure. Then hit next. That'll give me my time, 75 minutes for pints. Also 75 minutes for half pints. You do not reduce the canning time for half pints. You use the pint time. And I'll be back when the weight starts to rock. Okay, there it is. It's rocking. So now, I'll set the timer. An hour and 15 minutes or 75 minutes. Oops. When the timer goes off, I'll turn off the heat. Okay, the timer has gone off. I'm going to turn off the heat. Turn off the timer. It says remove from heat. Wait until fully depressurized, then remove the weight or open the petcock. So that's what I'm going to be waiting for now, is just let it fully depressurize for probably close to an hour. Okay, it's fully depressurized. So I'm still using my app. It says next. Leave jars in the canner for 10 minutes. So I'm going to remove the weight. And set the timer for 10 minutes. Okay. It's time to remove the jars. Open the lid away from you, away from your face, because there's really hot steam in there. And start taking the jars out. Here's the half pints. Got 3 half pints of scrambled sausage that we can use to make sausage gravy. and 5 pints of sausage patties for breakfast, or breakfast for supper. And they're boiling. Ooh, good way to break a jar. That one doesn't look like it's boiling. Grief, I can't get them up over the top.